So we sent her with a big notice. She is threatening suicide, so put her in a isolated cell and nothing to cut herself or to kill herself, and she should not have clothes. She has to have paper clothes and nothing to wrap it around her neck, nothing to be. They observed her there for about a month, again, the staff did, and they were sure she is not suicidal, and she faced the trial and she got double life sentence. After 2 senior psychiatrists were saying, no, we will not send her, but I felt that she really is playing the game, and we have to go forward and take the risk.
Yeah, Doctor.
So anyway,
that's an amazing story.
I want to say about the leadership for what I started in the community,
yes.
Not with youth. I have been going to the Islamic Academy. It's called Malik Academy at the ISBCC. I was asked to give lectures to the students who are in middle schoolers and to the parents.
Yes.
And I felt that before we tell the youth what to do and have the self-determination and confidence to be leaders, we have to start at childhood. And I emphasized on this in the lecture to the parents that they have to give an ear to the child who is even 4-year-old and listen to what they want to say. And don't shut them off, don't punish harshly, don't allow them to express themselves all through the years. And listen to their opinions. Maybe they want something and it is okay. You don't have to say no for everything. And what I found that after the lecture, it's about leadership. After the lecture to the parents, I made another lecture with only the high schoolers and middle schoolers, and I have it different. It was not a lecture, it was interactive discussion. Like I have already what are the issues I want to talk about, and I want them to give me first their opinion, and then I will say what is, how is it relative or what to do about these issues. And I noticed, unfortunately, that many of our Muslim students, they are so fearful of saying their opinion. And I feel that I need to lecture the teachers because they are in the system, in the American system, the teachers allow the child to say their opinion and if they don't understand, they are aggressive in pursuing knowledge, and if something is not right, they can speak up. And I tried that, and I had like 25 students, only 3 or 4 people, 2 boys and 2 girls, were able to speak up. So I feel I want actually to develop leadership. I have to start there, in the school.
And we go, Doctor.
And
exactly, it's about starting.
I think I want to give.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you
different leadership models all over your career, as well as you just spoke within your community. Miss Johnny, please.
Well, I'm honored to be here. I would like to thank Suad for inviting me. I want to say right off the bat that I'm actually not a professional. As you can see from my little sentence there, I have actually been a worker in the labor movement and a leader there for the past 40 years, both as an elementary school teacher and then as a machine operator, and then in a union and the education department, and finally as a union representative. And now I'm doing the best work that I could ever imagine doing, which is that I've developed a mentoring program for younger union women to get more involved in their unions. And I'm glad to see Christina's here today because she's been part of this with me with the Service Employees Union that represents city workers, because we together really believe that the young workers need to figure out and want to figure out how they can get more involved and how they can change the labor movement, which is not in its most strongest place right now, as we all know. And so I want to just say that I am very excited about that program. The three things that I've learned are that we, going along and following what Murad and Gita have said, is that we need to be respectful of young people and their opinions and their ideas, just as you also just said, and also to listen, but also to provide the support and resource to back them on what they want to do. And that's what we're doing through this mentoring program, and I'm hoping we can talk more about it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I have one question actually. We have all these participants today with us. Some of them are youth and adults. What's the best advice that you can give them? They want to take something with them within a minute and a half or 2 minutes. Like 3 sentences. What's the best advice?
The best advice
to all of us.
Self-determination and
Yes.
self-respect and respect others.
Yes. Excellent.
I would say that one of the things I'm most concerned about in the world today is that we are all suffering from the effects of the oppressive society that we live in, the effects of racism, the effects of classism, the effects of, in this particular forum, adultism, which you may not be familiar with, which is the oppression of older people towards younger people, thinking that we're smarter than they are. We have more experience than younger people do, but we don't necessarily aren't smarter. And so we need to respect the minds of young people. And as young people, I would encourage you to remember that you're smart, that you have just as much information that you can get out here in the world, and you're smart enough to get it. And that we as older people, we need to remember that and provide the support and resources.
Thank you very much. One more question and I'm going to open it to the public. I want to each panelist to talk about their program. Joni and Dr. Khouli. If you want, briefly, 2 minutes. Yes. Yeah, the leadership program that you mentioned earlier, Dr. Khouli, and the WILD program, please. So for us to know them and to explore.
I think it's a very important issue to deal with, because we need more leaders, more younger people to be in the leadership. Usually, as I said before, sometimes the older, and also Johnny said the older, sometimes don't respect the younger, and so the younger sometimes they have very good initiatives and good motivations. So I think we have to emphasize on building these personalities because I'm a psychiatrist, so I'm talking about the character of the person, how to develop them to be open, determined. They have to be, there is perseveration and persevering, and we have to start. I am going back because what I have seen in the local, our community schools, that we need to encourage our people to speak, our children, and including to the high school, to speak up and have goals and have plans and go with the community, go into the community and volunteering, show that they have interest in the community. Try to have interfaith interaction, try to, especially these days, some people look down on Muslims. So our youth need to be respecting themselves and who they are, and be able to represent themselves to the non-Muslims in a respectful way, and in maybe answering questions and be the best character they can be. And having the respect for others, the respect for themselves, the ability to speak up and to plan ahead and to have goals and determination, all that, and look into the resources. I agree 100% that this is how we have to do more lectures to youth. And I will do things in high school in the Malik Academy. It needs a lot of work because I want these young girls and boys to, or young men and young women to really be able to say
Have the
what's in
strategic planning since beginning and it's going along.
Yes, yes, we have started and it's going
Very
to
good.
be like follow up because I kind of gave them like homework within the family and
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Give a good applause, Dr. Naomi. Johnny Wild.
Okay, so what I thought and what I saw happening through the Women's Institute for Leadership Development is that we had a weekend of training, of skills training for women every summer, and women got very excited and went back into their work, into their lives, and then there was no follow-up. And I think that what I thought most important to create was a mentoring program, and so that's what I have done. And we have several, at this point, 7 teams where we have a younger, less experienced woman and a more experienced, not necessarily a lot older, but more experienced woman in her same union teamed up, and they know each other and they're getting to know each other. And the points that I think are key with this is that there's accountability towards the dream and the vision of that younger woman about what she thinks can happen. And there's somebody thinking with her weekly and then with me monthly with the team. So she is being tracked. We adopted a lot of what Murad and Gita said about she sets the goals, then we plan specific tasks over a period of time, and those tasks are backed up with specific resources that are needed, and the mentor and myself help to do that. So I believe that the key to success around developing the youth leadership within the mentoring program is the fact that we're backing this person with the resources that we can provide by staying in touch and having it be very specific about what she's planning to do.
Thank you so much, Johnny. Thank you. Dr. Nail Cooley and Miss Johnny Parker, thank you very much. I'm going to have 2 minutes for anyone who wants to ask any question, either to us or to the panelists. 2 minutes, maybe 2 questions. All right, Habiba, please.
Hi, this question is for you. I'd like to thank you for being here today, first of all. Then, this program, is it state-funded, the mentoring program?
Not really.
And also, what kind of resources do you provide to women and youth from the radio program?
Thank you very much.
Unfortunately, I have not been included in this program as of today because I have been sick for a year and a half with a lot of physical problems. And so I had asked me to come many times, and one time I will leave after 15 minutes. I have a lot of pains. So I will be glad to join and give lectures to youth at any age.
Thank you. May I ask you the same question?
Sure.
Please, I will just add to it
Yes.
a little bit after your time.
Yes, I can. We wrote a grant, and we got funding through several different foundations, and I can help with people who are interested in doing that for yourselves, because these foundations are interested in as many different people who want to try to create leadership within youth and in different communities as possible.
And how do you identify these women in need of such skills and
In our program,
Yes.
in our program, it was from the women who attended our summer institutes, because every summer we have a program of a weekend of training for union women, and now we're including community organizations, women who are in community organizations. And it's in the end of June every year, we have about 130 women. And so from that, we put out a request if anyone wants to become a part of this program. And we just started with a small number because it's kind of like a pilot right now, but we want to expand it.